Welcome back for the Mobile Gaming Fanatics. MyTyme here with another episode of Top Drives, and let's get straight into the meat and veg of today's video. First things first, the Urus Finals. You've probably seen that teaser from last night when, yes, I was up in the top 10, but you saw I hadn't played many games. I'm not going to be staying there, okay? The team is not good enough, and I know that. Even now, I could still make up the 160 odd points that I need to get in that top 10ish area, but it's going to cost me gold and a lot of time, and probably a lot of refreshes, and also my team actually isn't good enough. So for once, I've listened to myself and I haven't come in and wasted resources on an event. I am happy remaining in this top 40 and getting that carbon fiber as well as the Bentley Bentayga diesel set. Happy with that. Now, if you look at the team, I'm going to give a shout out here, and I apologise if I do butcher your name, but I think it's something on the lines of Avelades, something like that, Avelades, who suggested bringing in the 750DX drive because it can beat the 330D like this, and especially if you put one upgrade into it. Now, I don't like doing this because I've wasted so many resources part upgrading epic cars and then either fusing them or not using them, but this is one of the best standard type epic cars, so it is a car I should really invest in, and one that I intend to. That's the reason why I didn't actually mind investing some resources into it at this moment, because I'm not going to be getting rid of it. I will be upgrading it at some point in the future. So I kind of changed my team like this, which would allow me to have 2 specialist wet cars, 4-wheel drive, and 2 dry fast cars. The problem is both my fast cars aren't fast enough. They're not maxed up enough. So I'll give you one race with this team. I don't think it actually helps me enough to make it too worthwhile. And we can come here and try this match to show you. Now, I might be a bit luckier here because you can see I've got 2 races where I lose. Okay, my 2 dry cars just can't compete. Okay, these are just defeats for me against people who've got maxed or leveled up decent legendary cars. They don't even have to be massively leveled up, but as you can see, they're still better than both of mine. So I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the wet. So with that said, I think I can, this is kind of how I would have to play this hand here. I have no choice with the medium ground clearance. I have to use one of the medium cars, and as we will see here, I'm either just about going to win this or just about going to lose it. Okay, just about win it. Okay, so we fluked our way through there. That is kind of what happens with this hand. The 750D isn't leveled up enough, and unfortunately these 2 cars are not strong enough to get me through. This is how I know there was no point me trying to stay in the top 10, because I was always going to end up dropping down. So I've kind of thought it's probably just as well me doing this, and yeah, I can swap these 2, but then look, I have to drop down somewhere else. It basically means throwing out one of these 2 and bringing in the BMW M6, and when you do this, it's not actually a huge where do I have to change this out as well, didn't I? There's something else. There's a reason why I can, oh yes, I still had to, sorry, that was it. I still have to use the 330D to be able to get me the points. So after all that, I kind of looked, I don't need to have 4 wet cars. I kind of thought, you know what, for this, I can't get top 10, and this can keep me, hopefully, keep me in the top 40. Now, even if I drop into the top 80, it's still carbon fiber, so it's not as disastrous. Yeah, so as we're going through, again, I'm going to lose both. I'm going to lose this because I lose both of these matches. I can't win this quarter mile. Not without investing into my cars, into cars that I don't want to invest in, into cars that aren't great cars. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to get a defeat there as well. As you can see, I don't think it really matters what I do with my team. I'm going to struggle to make an impression on the top. So we've given up with that. we're just going to go for top 40, worst case scenario top 80. That brings me on to a little point mentioned by Nathan White in the comments as well, who's actually trying to focus on getting tier 4 and getting this G63, the Mercedes wagon, rather than going for tier 3, because he feels he'll get more use out of this car than this car. And I do tell people you should try and get as high up as you can. You should go for all the top prizes. Personally, I do feel if you can get top 3 anywhere and you can get a carbon fibre pack and a guaranteed epic car, I would take it, because you're guaranteed another ultra rare car from the carbon fibre minimum, and it's difficult to get epic cars in this game. However, I'm going to say however here, there are some caveats to that. If the prize car is an extremely, the car underneath as a prize, not a prize actual car, is a very good car or a very useful car that you don't have, you may want to take a week off of grinding the event or the weekend of grinding it and be quite happy getting this car as your main car to build, especially if you've got the resources to build it. You may not have enough resources to build the epic, so it doesn't seem quite as worthwhile. Then that obviously is up to you, but in general, if you can get carbon fibre packs without overexerting yourself or using all your resources, I would try to get them, because they help you long term. But with all that said, you can see there are quite a few events going on here. So we've got the Lamborghini Finals, we've got this Rare Racing Spirit, where I guess we're probably going to be around the top 10. I don't know if I'm going to remain in there. See, I barely played it. No one seems to really be playing these events. No one seems to really care too much about them. So we should hopefully be able to get a little cheeky ceramic pack there, which would be decent. We've got the Land Roving event, again up with 5 UK cars, 5-seaters plus. I will show you what I was going with. This was the team, okay. I have done some jingling about this Land Rover, again Defender is another MVP. Literally any kind of event which has off-road in it, which uses Land Rovers, this car is going to save you a huge amount of points overall. Okay, so if you haven't got one of these yet, or if you've got one and you're thinking of using it, don't. Make sure you keep hold of them. I definitely recommend keeping hold of 2. Now, this was what I tried. I've tried a few different teams. This Velar seemed to be pretty decent. I wanted to get rid of the Bentayga, but there's too many drags in this event, half miles and stuff, where it's still actually, it beats the dynamic edition version, the Velar. So I decided I have to kind of bring this in, and I think to actually change the team, I've got to go back to my more original. This is what I want. Okay, that's the kind of team that I'd want to put in at choice, or the RS 500, but I can't. I think, and you could see me change this again in a couple of races. I think I'll go with something like this, because I should get 3 victories and the rest. Let's just play Romain to begin with. I think I can get 3 victories and get out the rest. Okay, now I could always bring in my version of the sports brake, which is an option. Going a bit lower here, bringing the sports brake, or going a bit low on the Bentley. But as we will see, I like the idea of losing some in a twisty circuit but not being disastrous, winning the test bowl, losing on the motocross track but not too disastrously, then winning on test bowl, winning on twisty circuit. Now I think as a balance, this team gets me through kind of 150 to 100 against most of the people that I have seen, and I hope this can be the same here. So yeah, there's that idea. So I think I can twist this. There are quite a few RQ points, and I do have a few vehicles that I can move things around with, but I kind of feel having the only place that this Ford Focus, is it the Focus? Yeah, doesn't do too well if it's going to be on a drag or something. Hairpin, it's not amazing either. If we just play this match again, you get a lot of people using quite a lot of the similar cars. A lot of these F-Paces up there, these Land Rover Discoveries as well. It seems to be quite a half decent version of the Land Rover. But again, for me, I could This is interesting. This is interesting. I might have to play this differently now. 1. G-force test is gonna have to go like this. Test bowl can come like this. We lose the fast circuit, but we should win the hairpin road. Yeah, this is a slightly different lineup. That test bowl's thrown a slight spanner in the works, but I think we can still do it. The focus isn't going to be good on fast circuits. Okay, that is going to be the problem. The Jaguar Sports Brake is going to have an advantage. It's got a few more points on it. It's not really there. You want it for twisties, you can lose by 50 or so, not so bad, 50, 60. Start putting a bit of speed in, it becomes a problem. But as you can see, this team, it's not perfect, but I reckon I've got a good chance of picking up a ceramic. So hopefully today, if I can remain in the top 10 in the rare, keep an eye on the land roving, and I can remain in the top 80, I'm going to get in the Urus Finals. I'm going to have a carbon fibre and 2 ceramics to come in, as well as some other cars. And then we've got 2 more events to get on. Super Mix coming. Sounds like Little Mix, just a bit cooler. So, team I've just put together and thrown out. I know it's not good, okay? I know this team can be tweaked massively, but I can't be bothered to do it. I'm not too focused on this event. You will see here, free rain and snow mix. That's basically the theme of the whole thing, okay? You're going to have some rain everywhere and you're going to have some snow / mixed ground, so you're going to want those standard tyres and off-road cars. So what have we got? We've got let's try like that. Slalom is not a bad off road, and let's do it this way. As I said, I'm not so worried if I win this or not. I'm just trying to show you guys. These are nice little events that have been put in, and I'd imagine once the rare one finishes, an ultra rare one's going to pop up, and there's no reason why there wouldn't be an epic only and a legendary only event. To be fair, there's no reason. I want people to get used to the RQ points. Yes, some people might not be able to take part in the legendary or potentially even the epic if they don't have 5 cars to do so, or they got too many points to do so. They can't build a team around the RQ requirements. But still, a lot of events, including a daily event for this weekend. 6 running at the moment, so there's plenty to do in the game. And then we've also got this Chevrolet, and again, Chevrolet King of the Mountain, another event I am not pushing on, and you will see why very shortly. Okay, I'm gonna have to build a team again. I will show you. So let's just go and pull in the Chevrolet. So I was running something like this. I need to finish working on this K5 Blazer because I sold my one because I upgraded it 332. And it was losing everywhere apart from on the drag. We don't really use it in the drag, so decided to build a new one instead. But I have a problem, and the problem is I'm missing a very key car, and I am sure many of the veterans of the game know the car that I'm missing, and if you don't, you're about to see it multiple times. So Sandra, you do not have the car. You do not have the car, Phil. You do not have the car, Paul. And here we go. The Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. This car is an absolute key requirement to these kind of events. It is a beast. Okay, you will see most of the people as you start to move up the ranks having at least one of those ZR2s. They have eluded me till now. It isn't one of the cars that I actually got and fused away, and then afterwards like, oh, I didn't realise it was actually a useful car. I've never had the car, and without it, it makes these kind of events extremely difficult. Somebody who can run 2 of those is pretty much set. You're using 112 RQ in total if you've got 2 of those maxed out for 2 of your dirts, off-roads, etc. It's got great handling, it's reasonably good 0 to 60. okay, you don't want to put it in a test bowl, but it's not that kind of car. It's not a car that's designed for speed. It will do good in twisties, in motocross tracks, any of those kind of anything where you just want to have some decent handling on a four-wheel drive car. This is it. Here you go. So 5.884. Very, 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 very difficult to beat if you don't have one, and unfortunately I don't. So I'll just show you. I'll just give you an idea. This is where I'm going to struggle in this event, and as a result I don't see much point in me competing. So yeah, I'll lose this mountain. Wouldn't even matter if I was maxed out with my K5. I can get a few points here, and it might look good. I might think, oh, I might only lose, say, 100 points in the second bit. Maybe I'll be able to get that back. But let's just come and watch. Okay, so maxed out, I'm going to do about 100 points there. Then, to try and get that 100 point back against people with very similar direction, everyone's going to have the Camaro Z28. As long as you didn't fuse it away, everyone's going to have the Trailblazer, because these are all campaign cars. So that Colorado is the difference maker. Now, regardless of whether I win or lose, it's still the same cars are coming out. That one car, oops, so I've clicked off the screen. That one car is the difference maker. Okay, having that Colorado ZR2 will be able to push you, propel you towards the top 10. Without it, I think, I'm not gonna, don't quote me because I'm wrong about a lot of things, but I think it is going to be close to being impossible to do so, because you're just not gonna be able to make up the points on the other tracks with people having very similar cars. Just my opinion. So that's what's going on at the moment. Okay, good luck everyone. We're going to have a lot of events coming to the end. Hopefully later on I'm going to be able to bring in a few prize claimings all together. I'll be able to do a little compilation of that. Hopefully we'll get something decent, and then we'll be ready to put in our first new full week of the new RQ changes and see what's going on, see what the next event is going to be. Hopefully it's not German, so that I'm staying away from these packs at the moment, because there's nothing in here that's really tempting me. I'm going to wait to see if there's something that, I mean, to be fair, the Chevrolet pack to try and get the Colorado isn't the worst idea ever. However, I don't want to be getting a carbon fiber pack aiming to get an ultra rare. I would rather get the ultra rare and be happy to have got it while aiming for an epic or higher. So with all that said, I'm going to shoot off for now, and I'll be back later on when the rewards start rolling in. Hopefully they're going to be good rewards, fingers crossed. Good luck with the rest of your grinding for the day everyone, and I will see you all later.